presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to Phil in Puerto Rico. Hey, Phil, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, doing great. Just wanted to thank you guys and the whole crew. Best content on the internet. Really appreciate everything you guys are doing.
We appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Phil, how did you find us?
I just typed in live trading in YouTube one morning.
Cool.
I was looking for any type of live trading room. You guys came up, and
awesome.
I know quality when I see it, or at least I like to think so. And I mean, you guys are just a dream. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Welcome to the Tiger family. We appreciate you growling and prowling with us.
My pleasure.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Good afternoon, everybody. Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN. It's going to be an interesting one. NVIDIA earnings after the bell tonight. Right now, we have markets in negative territory. We get the S&Ps right now, negative by about 30 points, 0.5% in the red at 59.09. NASDAQ 100, we're about 160 points in the red, off about 0.8%, 20,606. Dow, barely in the red by about 0.1% or 61 points, 43,338. And the Russell off by about 0.5% at 2322. Let's jump right into it. NVIDIA earnings after the bell. You're trading right now down about 1.9%. Talked about it during the 3 o'clock update. And you're talking about a price point of about $163, puts it at a $4 trillion valuation. Now, with that said, right now, we're at about a $3.4 trillion valuation, and you better believe that the bar is pretty high to live up to expectations when you talk about running from $10 to $144. We're above where we were in June. That high was $140.76 right now. As you can see, the volume trailing off a bit, right? Just take a look at this thing on a weekly basis. The number of volumes as this was accelerating higher. But since that June high, we've seen a little bit of a trail off as we've continued to make new highs. Expectations just through the roof. We'll see what they have to say about Blackwell. News out earlier in the week that Blackwell, they were having some problems with overheating, working on redesigning how they're putting those chips in the server racks as they push them out a little bit late in the game. That was a little bit worrisome for NVIDIA shares. Trying to find, that was Monday morning that news comes out. You see the reaction. We were at about 142. You drive down to 137. The market says, no, we're not worried about that. NVIDIA actually above where we opened the week, trading at 144.38. And as I mentioned, about a $12 move priced in either direction for options. It's a big move, but as we know, this equity can move in big ways on earnings. So we find out after the bell, and that's going to affect many companies out there, the NASDAQ 100, AI, the likes. We jump over to Meta shares right now, flat, trading at 561. Tesla down by 1.7%. They've been on quite a run recently. And let's get into the other story of the day. Target shares, watch out below, folks. 21% to the downside. Target shares, you put this thing on a daily, you're well below the lows of August, and you put it on a weekly to find where this thing is going. Very real chance it comes down to test the $100 area. The lows of last year, October of 2023, 102.93. Target shares down by 21%. And it was a little bit of I don't call it a perfect storm, but yeah, they had some problems across the front. They ordered too many goods. They were worried about the port strike. They stocked up on goods. They've got a extra supply. It cost them more than they thought it was going to store those goods. And then comp sales have not been kind to them. Yeah. Comp sales. This is an interesting one. Blue is Walmart. Red is Target. Rightfully so. And you can see that, yes, okay, there is correlation in terms of comp sales change from a year earlier. But look at the divergence recently, and look at the fact that Target, so much of that decline actually in the red versus Walmart declined, but their comp sales have always been rising. Now, comp sales, okay, rose 0.3% as of November 2nd. The market was looking, for 1.5%. Now, I was reading an article earlier this morning. Online sales, comp sales growing at 11 to 12%, decent numbers, but they got a problem. They got a problem with too much inventory yet again. And on the outlook, that's going to hit their profitability. You're talking about adjusted earnings, $830 to $8.30 to $8.90 a share. The market was looking for $9.70. Now, the bigger relationship here is, and that's why I love that chart of Walmart versus Target, you can't overstate what's going on in these equities. Now, check out this chart of Walmart, okay? This thing is approaching, and this isn't the Holy Grail, but man, you look at technical formations, okay, and you're about to do a 1 to 1.618. That's how big this move has been since May of 2022. Walmart goes from $18 to 50 over the years of 2015 to 2020. You pull back briefly, and now we're about to do a 1.618 expansion. It's a big move across the board. Point being, Target is losing huge market share to Walmart. And, you know, the changes that have occurred, and I love Target. I talked about it. I was in Target yesterday, folks. All right, with Tommy. We're hanging out. It's a fun experience, but I'm not shopping for my essentials in there. That's for sure. Okay? We have become hyper aware as price consumers to a certain degree, right? The haves, the have-not society, luxury performances, Williams-Sonoma rocking. We're going to get to that one later in the program as well, okay? There it is. Williams-Sonoma up by 27%, okay? Yeah. People, though, are not going in the middle right now, and that's a problem for Target, as in they're going to Walmart to save money, or if they have the ability and they're well enough economically, they're going to the high end of the spectrum, and they can make those purchases as well, the likes of Williams-Sonoma. But where does Target? Oh, you know what? That's how about that for Big Brother spying? I got a Alexa, stop. I got an Alexa in the house for Tommy, and it's talking to me, thinking I'm asking about Williams-Sonoma. Got to remember to turn that one off. Nonetheless, Target, where do they fall in that? They're not the cheapest, and they're not a premium brand. They're in the middle, and those middle areas are tough right now, and you're seeing it as Walmart continues to grow. Target has stocked up, and now they have an inventory problem, and it's going to hit profitability, and you're back to 122. And as I said, there's nothing in the way of this thing going to 100. Long term, they have a great brand, okay? Target, they have a great brand. Technically, though, there's nothing preventing this from going down and testing these lows. You know, you have that low from November, almost 2 years ago to the day. A year ago. November 23rd, November 13th, the week of. 107.13 is that bar where we extend to. You had volume of 62 million shares almost, but check it out. Look what we're doing today, this week, already. 70 million shares. It's a mammoth move, and we're probably coming to test those lows. If NVIDIA saves the market today, we'll see, as everything will get a little bit of a lift, but Target share is down by 21% right now. You jump over to Walmart, barely in the positive. Kohl's shares getting hit in the same regard, down by 3.8%. Watch out for that chart of Kohl's. 1636 for Kohl's shares. All right, folks, S&P's off by 28, as I mentioned, NVIDIA after the bell, but we got a treat coming back after the break. We got our man Sean Edwards from Direction, Vice President, Institutional ETF Strategist. We're going to talk a little bit of NVIDIA. We're going to talk a little bit of technology stocks, ETFs, semiconductors, and we'll even talk a little bit of China. We'll get into it. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back with Sean. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstaddt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. Tommy O'Brien, and we got markets in red, and we got a treat right now. We got our man Sean Edwards. Sean is the Vice President with Direction of Institutional ETF Strategy. And Sean, welcome back to TFNN. Oh, I can't hear him, Al. Maybe? Okay, we might have lost him. We'll get him back on the air. So Sean's going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit NVIDIA. Al, just let me know when he comes back on. We'll bring him right on. Not a problem at all. And we got NVIDIA shares, as I mentioned, down about $3. We're trading right now off 2.1% at $143.94 right now. NVIDIA, yes, they're going to have their earnings after the bell. And, you know, you look at the move in terms of where we are, the expected move. You're looking at about a $13 move in either direction. You want exposure to Friday? You're looking at about a $13.64 move. And those are just looking at the options that expire Friday. We take a look in terms of at the money, the put, the call, and you're talking about $13. You're talking about a 9% move in either direction for direction. In either direction for NVIDIA. And as I mentioned, you're talking about a price point about 163 would push NVIDIA potentially to $4 trillion. You talk about lofty expectations. We jump around to some of the other equities right now. AMD off about 2.4% right now. Intel shares, man, it's a battle on Intel. Down 1.8% or 44 cents in the red right now at $23.77 right now. And yeah, so we mentioned Target. We talked about Walmart and Kohl's. You jump over to TJ Maxx, a little bit of a different story, as they're up by 0.1% and Williams-Sonoma. So technically, you're above everything recently, and it's remarkable how massive some of the moves are when you talk about earnings on some of these equities. Williams-Sonoma, they got back everything that happened 6 months ago. In May, you accelerate from 172, right where we are, down to 140, and it takes them 6 months, and they're back to 173 right now. I'm hearing myself reverbing there, Al. And you talk about a bullish engulfing, 173.51. You take out the entire year of trading for Williams-Sonoma. You're up by 26% today. You're above everything we've done so far. And longer term, the sky's the limit right now in terms of where you're going. Blowout earnings for Williams-Sonoma up by $36. Remarkable. Now you back it up even further. And yeah, you have 2 consecutive runs here in terms of the lows of 2020 up to 100, back to 60 and 173. All right. I know they're trying to get Sean back. We will. We'll have him on no matter what. But check out the gold contract. Let's jump to gold. So we got quite a little bounce going. Gold, 26.52. You were down, zooming in on the action, to a low of about 25.41. You're up $110 from that low. We're back to where you were trading as recently as about September 20th. So 2 months ago to the day. Longer term on a 3-year weekly, yeah, we probably have a little bit of a consolidation. Now, here's what I'll do is you jump to, in the gold report this week, the XAU and the HUI, they blew through this channel line. The XAU, we have a trend line. You blow through that when gold accelerates following the election. Gold drops to 25.40. And yeah, these miners have a little bit of work to do. But we're going to have a volatility in this market, which can be a trader's best friend. You have the XAU sitting at 151.35, well off the recent highs of 175. And you can see how, yeah, pretty similar action, right? XAU right back to May 20th, where we were at 151.35. You're going to have to see that challenge that trend line. Now, the HUI, pretty similar action, right? Well-defined channel line. You break out of it. You catch a little bit of a bid. And we're back above $300 on the HUI. But these are tough charts, man. Now, within that, I'll say that there's some nice charts, okay? You want to take a look at some of these miners? Check out New Gold, right? Didn't break below that channel line. All right, there's a couple others in that gold report. New Gold, well-defined. You catch a bid right at the bottom line of this channel line, which is just starting from the run that gold had early in the year. You make a low in August of $2, and you're trading at $278 right now for New Gold. Still well off $325, but you can see that channel is intact. I'm trying to remember a couple of the others. Maybe EXK? Nah, that wasn't it. Let me see. Wheaton Precious Metal? Yeah, that one's testing it. Be careful of that one. That may be the sell on Wheaton Precious as it's bumping up against the bottom portion of that. Does it pass? Yeah. Pan American Silver, also still in the channel line. So if you're looking for a couple of gold equities, check out the gold report, but there's a couple. New Gold, Pan American, and on the flip side of that, Wheaton Precious Metal. Yeah, watch out. You had some gold on this whole acceleration. You put Wheaton Precious on a weekly, you pull this up technically, and look at the volume that we had in these 3 weeks combined. On that downslide, huge volume. You do 8.7 million shares last week. So far, we're at about 4.2 million shares right now for Wheaton Precious Metals. All right, let's see what else we got. How about Comcast? They're going to be spinning off the cable networks. They're spinning off NBC, CNBC, USA, I think, is in there. And they're going to focus on the broadcast networks. They're going to focus on internet. They're going to focus on their parks, right? One of those. They got 6 pillars they were talking about. Nonetheless, the market likes that. They're up by about 1%. We put it back to a 15-minute. You see the volatility on that news. It is remarkable that at one point, those cable networks were seen as the gem. And now they're what's holding this company back as people continue to cut the cord. And speaking of, Netflix just doesn't slow down, man. How about it? This equity. Whew. Now, that's not a parallel line, okay? But what if I told you that it's going to break out to the upside of this channel? As in, this channel is not going up fast enough for the price action for Netflix. And that's what's happening right now. Now, we'll see if this gets a little bit parabolic. You're up another percentage today. You're trading at 879. But they're in a good spot, and the market's rewarding them. Warner Brothers Discovery up by 3.5% right now. We jump around to some of the airlines, man. They got some problems. Down by 2.3%. And when I say problems, folks, they have to live up to the expectations of this price action now. You know, this run, Delta from 37 to 67. All right, I talked about this on a recent program. You take a look at Delta. You take a look at a company that's valued at, I think, $40 billion. There it is, $40 billion, okay? They've almost doubled in market cap over where we were on August 7th. Which is a remarkable acceleration when you look at Delta shares trading up from 37 to 63. You're valued at $40 billion, and they have a lot of expectations to live up to at this point. But you take a look at Target shares, down 21% right now, and that's hitting some of those retailers. Kohl's down 4%, and it's a tough one for Kohl's. Yeah, you're breaking all lows, 1634 coming into the holiday season. And the market's worried that if Target is having some problems, Kohl's has some expensive products occasionally. Okay, there's no walk in the park in terms of Kohl's being a discount retailer. I am surprised constantly about the cost of the goods. They got Nikes, they got good products. But price shopping is a problem. Dick's down by 3.6%, right? Similar story. Love the store, love what they have. Man, it can be expensive. And, Target's a similar spot. Target, think about the brand appeal that Target has. I think Dick's people enjoy that in the same way, right? The whole shopping experience, the store. But, man, they're in a tough spot when people are price aware of what is going on. All right, perfect. We got our man Sean on the line. We're going to take a quick break, folks. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to our man Sean Edwards from Direction. We're going to talk about a little ETFs, and we'll dig into NVIDIA. We'll dig into some of those technology and AI stocks ahead of NVIDIA earnings after the bell, and we got to talk a little bit of China as well. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back with Sean.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The consistency you're looking for is closer than you think. 1 or 2 adjustments are usually all you need to change your equity curve from red to green and keep it there. Come join Larry Pesavento live to learn what separates the winners from the losers. Join Larry Pesavento on the 2nd and 4th Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, where Larry will show you the market setting up and, most important of all, the state of mind of a winning trader. By watching Larry trade, you'll learn the Fibonacci levels, you'll learn how to apply A to B to C to D trading patterns, you'll learn trade management, pattern recognition, and much more. Join Larry October 11th and 25th for more live trading action. Your purchase goes towards 2 sessions, so make sure to sign up now so you don't miss a chance to sit next to Larry as he trades the market live. For all information and to reserve your spot today, go to the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tom O'Brien Show is brought to you by Direction's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services,
Welcome back, folks. We got S&Ps down by 15 right now. You heard that lovely Direction ad, and we got a treat. We got our man Sean Edwards. He is Vice President with Direction of Institutional ETF Strategist, and we welcome him back to TFNN. Sean, welcome back.
Tommy, thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure, man. I'm glad we got you back, and boy, we got quite a day, Sean, so it's always great. You think we timed it, folks, but we do the interviews really once a month, in the middle of the month, around on a Wednesday usually, and today we get NVIDIA earnings. The whole market's waiting for it, Sean. What do you think about it? They got some expectations, man. I know you guys got some great ETFs around them, but what do you think about NVIDIA tonight after the bell?
Sure. So you're right. The timing couldn't be even any more perfect, I should say, Tommy. So NVIDIA, as we know, has been the rock star so far this year. It's up nearly 200% year to date, and the market's eagerly anticipating earnings today just to see, the impact that NVIDIA is going to have on the rest of the market. There's reports from Barclays that, the earnings today is probably the most important report so far for the remainder of the year. So we'll see. As we all know, NVIDIA is at the forefront of the AI boom. And so that's partly the reason that the stock is up 200% year to date. As one of the largest producers of GPUs, so the chips that most companies use to help whether it's artificial intelligence or computing, NVIDIA is behind that growth. So there's a few things I just want to point out when it comes to NVIDIA's growth this year. As I mentioned, it's spurred on because of the generative AI boom, supercomputing demand, even the evolving metaverse, and then also within cryptocurrency. As I mentioned, NVIDIA's GPUs are essential for crypto mining. So that's been boosted during the cryptocurrency resurgence that we've seen recently. So a few different factors are leading to NVIDIA's growth so far this year. What I wanted to do is just highlight a few trading ideas as it relates to NVIDIA. And as you know, and thank you for the disclaimer at the top of the show, Direction, we're providing leverage ETFs are tactical short-term trading tools, not your buy and hold investment vehicles. These are tactical short-term trading tools. So again, with earnings being today for NVIDIA, I wanted to highlight the Direction Daily NVIDIA Bull 2X and Bear 1X ETF. I wanted to highlight this fund in particular because if you are a trader and you're looking to trade around earnings, whether you're bullish or bearish NVIDIA and the stock price movement, you can look at utilizing either NVDU, which is the 2X Bull ETF for NVIDIA, or NVDD, which is the inverse 1X Bear ETF on NVIDIA. Inflow so far this year within this product suite has been nothing short of, just growth. That's all you can think of. It's 780 million in assets within NVDU. So a lot of traders are, flocking to trade those short-term price movements within NVIDIA. So opportunity there if you're looking to trade short-term movements with NVIDIA. Again, the tickers are NVDU, which is the 2X Bull ETF on NVIDIA, and then NVDD, which is the inverse Bear 1X ETF on NVIDIA. As I mentioned before, NVIDIA's role within the market overall this year, you can't understate it. NVIDIA's networking tech helps companies make their AI infrastructure faster and more efficient. And so some of NVIDIA's biggest customers include the cloud giants that we all know of. So Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Meta. So additionally, there are some trading opportunities that exist there as well if you want exposure to the broader technology sector or artificial intelligence related equities. So I wanted to introduce a few additional ETFs. So bear with me. I know it's kind of an alphabet soup, but if you do want broader exposure to the semiconductor sector, you could look at trading ticker symbol SOXL, which is the 3X Semiconductor Bull ETF, or you could look at utilizing ticker symbol SOXS, which is a 3X Bear ETF on the NYSE Semiconductor Sector Index. So again, that's if you are looking to trade the short-term price movements within the semiconductor sector and those related equities. And as it relates to artificial intelligence, as I mentioned, some of those names are spending quite a bit to build out their AI infrastructure. So again, the likes of Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta. So if you do want exposure to an index that's giving you exposure to those names, you can look at trading ticker symbol AIBU, which is a 2X bull ETF on the AI and big data, and then AIBD, which is the inverse 2X that gives you inverse exposure on AI and big data names. And so, as I mentioned before, within the ICE Semiconductor Index, some of the top names would be AMD, Broadcom, NVIDIA, and Qualcomm. And then within the AI and Big Data Index, those top names, as I mentioned before, Meta, NVIDIA, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft. And so a few trading opportunities, again, all, pulling from NVIDIA. With NVIDIA's growth and the demand for their GPUs and which are their semiconductor chips, you're seeing a lot of companies invest a lot of money into, AI, and that's through buying, the semiconductor chips, which NVIDIA is one of the largest producers of. And so, Tommy,
I appreciate the breakdown. Just to say, people love, I know it is a word salad, but we got to know those word salads these days. They're talking about those word salads in the Tiger's Den every day. SOXL, man, that's a juggernaut. I know that's a great product. We got a bunch of traders in there. And yeah, I expect you're naming all those companies, right, that are all going to move probably this afternoon. We find out on NVIDIA. I wanted to ask you real quick on the downside, what's so cool about some of these stocks I found myself, NVIDIA is a great example, I think. You have such a run-up, of course, on these equities, NVIDIA in particular. And it's so cool. Do you have people, I think about it, for those that have you, maybe they don't want to, get out of the stock right now. Maybe they have capital gains, but maybe they don't want to go into an earnings event where you have a 9% move in either direction and you have the downside that you can either, hedge yourself. Is that something you see happening with your ETFs on these single stocks, especially for some of these highly volatile equities?
Sure, absolutely, Tom. That's exactly one of the reasons why we launched inverse single stock ETFs. So exactly as your example explained, if you have concentrated positions in NVIDIA, you can look at utilizing NVDD. You wouldn't have to close out your NVIDIA position, create a taxable event, or realize a capital gain, but instead simply utilize NVDD as a short-term trading tool to hedge your NVIDIA exposure.
It's pretty cool. Can you hang with us for one more quick segment, Sean? I want to talk about China because I know China's in the news. And can you hang with us for one more quick segment?
Sure, no problem.
We'll be right back, folks. We're going to talk a little bit of China. We'll be right back with Sean. Stay tuned. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Tom O'Brien.
Welcome back, folks. We got the S&Ps down by just 6 points right now. You got the Dow up 115. This market catching a little bit of a bid coming into the closing bell. We're talking to our man Sean Edwards from Direction. We've been talking some technology. And just to finish that up, Sean, because those single stock ETFs, I was even taking a look in the break. I've traded the Tesla ones as well. I know you got Broadcom, Micron, Taiwan Semiconductor. I pulled up a list. If you haven't checked it out, folks, check it out. Meta, right? Microsoft. I'm just going to Netflix. Google, yes. Broadcom. So check those out because it is amazing when you think just how complex it used to be in terms of shorting, hedging, and now we have simple products that provide for that. So we jump to China. Tariffs in the focus. We get to find out what the reality of the next administration is going to be, but people have some guesses, and that's a little volatility for China. Talk to me about China a little bit, Sean, if you can. Yeah.
Sure. So, yes, Tommy, I think we all have seen in the news that the next administration can potentially place a 60% or higher tariff on all Chinese imports. So what that means is opportunity exists in the market, right? So with that news coming from, the U.S., the Chinese government also recently announced a $1.4 trillion stimulus package. They've also signaled that they would look to forcefully counter any external challenges to China's growth. So pretty strong language. So if you are interested in trading around possible tariffs on China, you can look at utilizing the Direction Daily FTSE China Bull and Bear 3X ETF. The ticker symbols there are yin and yang. And so the exposure there for yin and yang are the 50 largest and most liquid public Chinese companies trading on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So again, if you're anticipating that that there will possibly be tariffs, you can look at simply that broad exposure there to the 50 largest and most liquid Chinese companies by trading yin and yang. And again, those are 3X Bull and Bear ETFs on the daily FTSE China Index. Additionally, if you wanted a broader exposure, you could look at trading ticker symbol CWEB, that's CWEB, and that gives you exposure to the CSI China Internet Index. And those are Chinese companies whose primary business is the internet or internet-related sectors. And so that's a Bull 2X ETF. And then lastly, if you want more exposure to China, you could look at trading ticker symbol CHAU. And that's a Bull 2X ETF on the CSI 300 China A-share market. And so those are the 300 largest and most liquid stocks in the Chinese A-share market. So if you're anticipating that there's possible tariffs on China, you can look at trading those ETFs. Now, we know that if tariffs are in fact placed on China, that may present opportunities in the emerging markets. So I'll mention briefly ticker symbol XXCH. And that's the Direction Daily MSCI Emerging Markets X-China Bull 2X ETF. So those are 23 large and mid-cap securities that give you exposure to 24 emerging markets with the exception of China. So again, this is all a trading play around possible tariffs on China and how that could impact the emerging market as well. So again, more ticker symbols. Save the screen if you can.
That's
but
right.
A few different ETFs.
We archived this interview, folks. It'll be right up on our YouTube page because it's a lot of symbols, but they're great symbols.
Yes.
I was checking out that CWeb one, and pretty interesting, right? Alibaba, I think like 11%, Tencent. I mean, we know them all, so it's pretty cool, even just the diversification that you can get with ETFs nowadays in the same way. Just Alibaba, Tencent, JD.com, Pinduoduo, Trip.com. Names we're very familiar with, packaged for exposure to all of that, which is pretty cool. Well, Sean, I appreciate the time, man. That was quite a wrap-up as we come into an important afternoon, but you covered a lot of great topics. We appreciate the education as always, and we look forward to having you on back next month as always.
No problem, Tommy. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Folks, check it out. Check out that direction banner right on the front page of TFNN. And when you do, you can pull up, right? I was looking at this is how I got it. I click the TFNN.com. You click that banner. It's always cycling through. We got Taiwan Semi. We got Micron. Okay, those single stock ETFs. And yeah, you jump through whatever you're looking for. It is a remarkable portfolio of ETFs with exposure. And yeah, we're going to get the main event today for whether it's technology, whether it's AI, whether it's all of it. And you got NVIDIA with this market catching a little bit of a bid. We got 13 minutes to go until the closing bell. S&P's now negative by just 6 points. Yeah, look at the run. We're up by 35, almost 40 points from where we were as I was getting ready to come on the air at about 2:30 Eastern time today. Dow charging higher, up by 125 points right now. We check back in on some of the equities that are moving. Target making session lows right now, down 22%. On the flip side of that, Williams-Sonoma up by 26% right now. We check in on some of the other stocks. AVGO, thinking it was down by 1.4%. Yeah, and as I mentioned, NVIDIA, about a $12 move in either direction. So a lot of volatility priced in. Rightfully so. And yeah, as Sean was talking about, one of the more important earnings events that you come to in terms of expectations, where the future's going, and what are they going to have to say about that Blackwell chip, right? Problems coming out on Monday, and the market shakes that off. It's not worried. The big dogs are going to keep ordering their chips is what the market thinks for right now. You jump over to Microsoft, down about 0.5%. Microsoft's got Azure. Amazon's got AWS. Amazon down about 1.1% right now. And yeah, we're going to find out how many orders they're placing for those new Blackwell chips after the close today for NVIDIA. All right, we check back in on the gold contract. Gold sitting at about $26.50 right now. Yeah, and how about the Dow catching a bid? Can't hold Bitcoin down either. Bitcoin, 95,000 right now, up to a high of 95.5. And this thing looks like 100,000, right? To get that close and not make it, a nice round number. You get the first acceleration late last year. You chop around, you consolidate. You can see on this chart, right? We always talk about consolidations. The market can breathe a bit. And yeah, you push 70,000, and we're up to 95,000 for Bitcoin. The animal spirits are alive and well in the crypto, and nothing is going to bring that down in the short term, I think. You start getting into the first term, and this is where the market's on a little bit of a pause right now. Even where we are in yields, okay, we're digesting that nobody's really sure. As Sean was talking about the tariffs, nobody's really sure where it's going to fall, all right? When you run a political campaign, there's rhetoric. When you rule, there's reality. Where is that going to fall when it comes to yields, the dollar, gold, crude, etc.? We're going to find out. And you got the 10-year right now, negative by about 6 ticks, but the market is just taking things in stride. Bitcoin doing well, but we're not going to find out, even when it comes to tariffs, right? A couple months, January 20th. We got 2 months until we actually find out probably what policies are going to begin on day one. Day one might be a big one, so get ready, but that's still 2 months away. We'll see how the market digests some of those expectations over the next 60 days. All right, we got the S&Ps up by 2 right now, trading at 59.41 right now. And yeah, market's turning positive. Check it out. I mean, look at these last 2 days, right? Negative accelerations, and the market saves itself in the afternoon. And we are now positive on the S&Ps. NASDAQ making a run for it. They only got 10 minutes, folks, to get in NVIDIA shares And I kid. But NVIDIA trading down only by about 0.6%. We're trading at 146. Yeah, stay tuned, folks. One more segment. We'll come back. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter. A must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN. Educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. S&P's right now negative by just 2 points. NASDAQ 100 negative by 34, and we got NVIDIA down by about 1%. So it's interesting, the news coming over here. You have Adani, Gautam Adani, was once the third richest man, I think. And this is the one that Hindenburg came out. I think it was only a couple months ago. I was Googling this as it came here. Yeah, when is this one dated? August? Some of these short seller reports, man. This is the reason why these markets tank, when some of them make sense. And this story just hitting, but indicted in New York federal court with other defendants in connection with alleged multi-billion-dollar fraud scheme. And then you back it up. Yeah, that was the story a couple months ago, August. So a few months ago. Fresh allegations against India's market regulator. It's nonstop there, so we'll see where the truth holds. But nonetheless, that news just hitting. All right, we check in on some of the other equities. S&P's flat. Tesla down about 1%, trading at 342 right now. Delta down about 2%. Those airlines rocking. We keep our eye on crude. Crude prices, 69.07. cheap gas, as we all can enjoy with the markets. Yeah, we're going to find out, man. Right after the bell, market's closing in 5 minutes. And, we can't help but keep our eye. NASDAQ 100. Look at this thing. We're going to make it positive, man. Just like that. You're talking about 250 points this market got back, folks, from where we were at 10:15 this morning. 20,756, and we're about to go positive in the NASDAQ 100. Dow holding on to the gains, up 134. Target, not so much, down 21% today. Williams-Sonoma, a big mover, as we mentioned, up by 27% today. But keep your eyes on NVIDIA, folks. NVIDIA down by $1.20, and they're coming out after the bell. And get ready for this market. Folks, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great night. Have a safe night. We look forward to seeing you back here at TFNN 9 o'clock tomorrow morning when we start streaming. And just like that, S&P is positive. Have a great night, folks. Have a safe night. We'll see you back here in the morning. Have a great one, everybody.